Hey everyone, my name is Suzanne, and tonight we're going to do a restorative practice, about a 75-minute restorative practice. And we're going to focus a bit on the upper body today, on the heart, and then we'll get into the hips a bit as well. The first half of this restorative practice is going to be a little more engaging. I'll talk you into the poses and we'll do some tiny movements in the poses. And then the second half of the restorative practice is going to be fully relaxing. So we will use some props if you have them. I suggest grabbing 2 blocks. Books can work as well. Any cushions or pillows, or if you have a bolster, you can grab a bolster. And a blanket or 2 is always quite nice. And lastly, we'll grab a strap. And if you don't have a strap, you could use something like a sweatshirt or a shirt or a towel even would work. Okay. So we're gonna start today in a kneeling position. I like to sit on a block. You could also sit on your heels. So you just take the block and then sit back on the block like that. So once you get comfortable, go ahead and bring one hand to your heart. Have your eyes open or your eyes closed. And just start to tune into your body. Touch the body on the ground. Touch of the air on the skin. And just start to allow our bodies to arrive. And see if you can turn your gaze, your inner gaze, inward. And this can take some time. Start to allow the gaze to come inwards. But as you find that inner gaze, see if you can focus it on the heart. Feeling the front of the heart, back of the heart. Feeling the breath. Fill the space. See if you can allow the breath to land where your heart meets your hand. This area that we're focusing in. Without force, without effort. Feel the sensation of the skin. Feel the sensation of the breath. And use those sensations to guide that inner gaze back to the heart. So we're going to keep with this focus on the heart. We're going to bring our arms out to the side. I'll bring the left arm on top. Give yourself a hug. Really hug the elbows towards one another. And then if it's comfortable on the back of the neck, you can drop your chin down. Almost as if you could look into your heart, inward to your heart. And then here, when I start to take some of those little movements I talked about, just really tiny, going left to right with your elbow, side to side. And this can be so small, this movement can be so small that I might not even see it. But what you can start to explore, perhaps feel, is widening in the back of the heart. Good. Keep breathing into the back of the heart without forcing. So another couple of breaths here. You can keep this shape, or you can lift the forearms up for eagle arms, taking the breath. Even if your chin needs to lift, can you keep your gaze down? Looking inside, looking at the inside of the heart. We can gently release our arms. And we'll just take a few rolls of the shoulder here. Up, back, and down. Good, and then take the arms out to the sides, and we'll do the other side, right arm on top. Give yourself a hug. And then you drop your chin down. And just like we did on the other side, it's almost as if you could look inside that space of the heart. And then once again, we'll take those little tiny movements side to side. Feeling the back of the heart get nice and wide without force. Just a little wiggle side to side here to really loosen everything up. And then we can find stillness here. See if you can drop that gaze inward as well. And then without force, let the breath come into the space of the heart. And feel the breath, nice and full. You can stay here, or you can lift the arms up, eagle arms. Chin could lift, or you could drop the chin. Continuing to direct that attention inward. And see if you can allow that gaze to the inner heart become nice and quiet. Nice and still. An opportunity to listen to the inside of the heart. Listening to the inner wisdom. And whenever you're ready, release our arms. Again, rolling the shoulders. Noticing what you feel. And then when you're ready, taking your time, you can remove the prop if you had it underneath the sit bones, and we'll come up to our hands and our knees. So once you come to your hands and knees, you can take a few hip circles side to side. Go ahead and reverse the direction. And then in this restorative class, we're going to take one standing forward fold. And with a little option to open our shoulders along the way. When you're even between the circles, between the two sides, pause on all fours, hands and knees, and then tuck your toes under, and we'll press back just for one downward facing dog. You can bend your knees, send the hips back, feel the hands on the mat, relax your head. Take a nice deep breath here. And then you can go ahead and start to walk your feet forward to your hands, forward fold. We're going to take our feet about hips width distance apart, or 2 fists apart. And then I want you to bend your knees. It might be a lot, so much so that your belly hits your thighs. And then your hands can relax down, your head can relax. And then we'll place our hands on our shins, and we'll just inhale, halfway lift to reach the heart forward, get a little length in your spine. And then exhale, fold a little deeper. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. Last one, inhale. And exhale. From here, you're more than welcome to stay here, or you can interlace your fingers behind your back. And keeping the elbows a little soft, we'll lift the hands up. Again, allow the gaze, the drishti, the inner focus, to be on the heart. So in the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali talks about this inner gaze. Not necessarily physically looking at the heart, but this inner gaze of exploring the landscape of the inner heart. One more breath here. And then release your hands. Release your jaw. Relax your shoulders. And then this time we'll take the hands back again, and we'll place the other finger on top. So awkward hand on top. Good. Feel the feet on the ground. Even in restorative yoga, we do relax, but the body can still be alive, can still have some energy. So feel the ground, root all the way back into the feet. So like I said, this section of class is a little less sleepy, but it can still be restorative. Let the weight of the head just hang. And find that inner gaze of the heart space. One more time. Can you be curious about this space? The capacity of the space? Maybe you can feel a little more extension of the arms. And then go ahead, release the arms. Knees can be as bent as they needed to be. Let the palms come, back of the palms come to the ground. And then soften your knees. Hands come forward, feet come back. Down dog. And then lower your knees. Good. And widen your knees. And we're going to come into a child's pose. Option to take a block and place it right on the sternum. And then we're going to take our elbows together like a prayer. We're going to take the thumbs right to the third eye in between the eyebrows. Feel the elbows heavy on the mat. Feel the tops of the feet on the mat. And then watch the breath. Watch the breath inside of this area of the heart. Feel Get another breath here. And then press the hands into the mat and lift yourself up. And we will set up for our first longer hold. So option to use a block or to use a blanket. I'll demo both. You can take, if you're using the block, we're gonna place it right at about the bra line around the shoulder blades. So it can be, I like it in this medium height. For some of us, this is gonna be too much, so I'll show you in just one moment. So I kind of walk my elbows back, place the block right on the bra line, and then I'm taking my knees together, feet apart, and then I lie back. And the back of the head rests. Arms can be out to the side. So block is option one. Option two is rolling a blanket. So taking it long ways and rolling a nice skinny roll of the blanket. And it's gonna go in that same area, the bra line. So this means that the shoulders and the head lie over the blanket, arms are above the blanket. Knees together, feet apart, and then lift your palms up. Lift the hands off of the earth. And then you're almost can feel like your arms are being pulled out wide. So there's so much space being made across the front of the heart. And then just a few times, turn your palms down and then turn your palms up, just noticing the two directions. Noticing if one direction, if anything gets caught. Feel all the circumference of the body, all the ways that it can move. And then with the palms facing up, you can relax the arms down by the side. Good. And then we'll bring our arms straight up. Fingertips are gonna touch. And then we're gonna take the arm all the way overhead. I just move my props. And then arms come up. And exhale, arms come back. Arms come up. Arms come back. And then this time we're gonna pause with the arms overhead. Try and get the arms a little bit longer. See if we can gently drop the front ribs back. Keep the back of the head nice and heavy. Good. You're more than welcome to stay here, or like we did at the beginning of class, right arm comes under left arms and those eagle arms. And then see if you can drop the fingertips back. Bring all of your attention to the heart. Deep, full breath. Go ahead, release the arm position. And just a few times, we'll do that motion, almost like a little bit of flossing for the shoulders. Gliding the arms into the shoulder socket. Last time, take it over. And you can pause here, or maybe you even want to take the arms a little bit wider. Drop the front ribs back. Good. And more than welcome to stay here, or left arm over the right. Eagle arms. Hands come up and over. focus on the heart. Even that gaze, inner gaze, comes back to the heart. Notice as the gaze, the inner gaze, the focus goes to the heart. The breath will rest in the heart. Stay a little while here. Go ahead, release your arms. We'll bring the arms back down to the side, and then we can roll to one side. You can slide the props out from underneath. And then lie back flat on your back, knees bent, and place your hands on your heart. Notice the shape. Notice the feel. And see if you can go deeper and deeper into the heart. More into the subtle sensation. See if you can remembering the wisdom of the heart, the essence of who we are. And stay here for another breath. And then go ahead and roll to one side as you're running. Pause on the side. Press through your hands. Make your way up. So we're gonna sit with our legs a little bit wide. We're gonna take our strap. You could have your strap in a really large loop, or you could just have it no loop, just nice and long. With the loop, I'm gonna lift my arms up and have my thumbs in the loop. And then I'm just gonna start to move to the left and then to the right. So the strap is nice, or sweatshirt or towel, whatever you have. Just for a little bit of a boundary with the arms, kind of allowing for that pressure into the strap. And then we're going to come over to one side. We'll come to the right. You could even bring the fingertips down. We're gonna lengthen the top arm up. Breathe in here. I like to turn my gaze down and then turn it up. Back down. And then press down through your pelvis to lift yourself back up. And then we'll just do a few more. Side, 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 side. And then lift up, nice and wide. And then up and over, other direction, left. Fingertips come down, right fingertips press up into the strap, lengthening up. Gaze can come down. And then gaze can come up. It's nice to have this rebound. Rooting down through the left fingers, reaching up through the right. Do just a couple more breaths here. Take your gaze down, press through the pelvis to lift all the way up, and then we can release the strap down. Roll your shoulders out. Okay, we're going to bring our left foot in. We're going to take the right hand to the right knee, shin, or the foot. We're just going to turn to the left. I like to place my left hand on my belly button and just guide the belly button up. And then I drop that left hand back behind here on my thigh. And then we're going to drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. And we're going to reach the left arm back. And then once you're here, you might move your chin, turning the gaze down, getting a little bit of a neck release. Or you could even feel like you're drawing a figure 8, or maybe even writing your name with your chin. Worry less about what you're drawing with your chin, just feel where it needs to move to release the neck. Good, go ahead, bring the left arm around, and you can bring the left hand to the shin, knee, or foot. We're gonna spiral to the right. Again, worry less about how far forward you come. And maybe lift up a little higher today, just feeling that twist. Drop your attention into the heart. Take a nice deep breath here. Maybe this is where you want to stay. Maybe you want to fold forward. And take your time. Feel your hands on the earth or on your mat. And then we'll slowly make our way up. And then we'll switch. So you can extend the left leg, bring the right foot in to the inner thigh. Left hand comes to knee, shin, or foot. And then right hand to your belly button and just turn to the right. And then you can reach your right arm out the right and then drop that left ear towards the left shoulder. And then from here, you might want to take the chin down and up, down and up. A few more here. Feel that right pec, right chest start to open. Maybe you want to take those movements of the chin if you did so on the other side. Again, worry less about what it looks like. Try and feel into what the neck needs to release. And you can start to release that right arm down. And then we come to square hips, lift up. And then the right arm is going to come to left knee, shin, or foot. And then we pause lifted, spiraling. It's like you're trying to bring your right rib cage, right kidney towards the left leg. Feel even between the two sit bones. Feel long through the spine. This is a great place to stay. Or you can decide to start to fold forward. Any amount is fine. Sometimes if we fold, we can kind of get a bit disconnected. So if you like, you can lift up a little higher and then come back. Try and allow yourself to be guided from the inside. So slowly start to feel your hands press through your hands, and we'll start to lift our selves up. Release that right leg. You can go ahead and wiggle out your knees a bit, relaxing the legs, relaxing the knees. Give them a nice little shake. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and bend our knees. And we're going to look for our blanket, our bolster, and maybe even a pillow or a block. So we're gonna move into kind of the more sleepy, restorative, relaxing part of class. I like to take a blanket and fold it and place it in between my knees. I'm gonna place the bolster long ways and take my right hip right next to the bolster. Knees are out in front. I have my block right here because it's going to support my head. I like a block. Some people prefer a pillow or something a little softer. We're going to reach out long, getting the whole right side of the body nice and long as I just kind of let myself fold and relax over the bolster. My head is going to rest on my block and I can adjust it so that the height setting is just right for my head. So check in. We're compressing the right side of the body so that we can open up the left side of the body. I like to bend my right elbow. We're going to take our left elbow and reach it up towards the ceiling. Taking the hand to the shoulder and just draw some little circles here. Getting a little motion through the circle, through the shoulder, sorry. Connect this movement with your breath. And then reverse the direction of the circle. See if you notice any difference. Can you slow the breath down? And then return to the center. And instead of stacking the arm, we're going to extend the top arm overhead. You can reach the upper arm to the side of the face. And then go ahead and let it relax there. So we've taken a lot of time to start to observe the heart. Now I want you to observe your own comfort. And throughout this more supported part of class, I want you to check in. And if at any time we need to adjust, listen to that inner wisdom. Feel the rib cage lifting with each breath. Feel the space in the heart. So full. Notice how much more you can relax. Feel the sensation of the body, touching the props, touching the earth. Those areas that you feel the body touching the props or allow them to get even heavier. Allow them to be even more supportive. One more breath here in the side line stretch. We'll prepare ourselves for movement. If the arm is still overhead, bring the arm back to stack on top of the right. And then go ahead and plant your hands into the earth and very slowly start to press yourself up and out of the pose. So we can simply just turn to the other side. Squeeze the blanket in between your knees. Legs will go to the other side. And then from here, we sit tall with our hip to the bolster. Extend nice and long through your side body. And then get your pillow set up or block, arrange it, and then stack your arms. Rearrange anything you need to find comfort. And take a few breaths to settle in. And we bring the top arm up to touch the shoulder and then start to move little circles through the elbow. Drawing circles on the ceiling. See if each movement can bring you deeper into your body. Reverse the direction of the circles. Remember that there's no intention to change anything going on in the body, just being with the body. Release the movement, and then maybe you can extend the arm overhead, cradling that arm next to the face. And then let go of the effort in the top arm. There's no holding. And release your jaw. Feel that bottom rib cage, the left rib cage, just melt and support. Knowing that you can make any adjustments. Whatever allows you to be even more relaxed. Check in with your body. Check in with your breath. Check in with that inner gaze to the heart. And perhaps instead of finding fullness in the heart, you can feel softness in the heart. One more. Full breath here. And then we'll begin to move. You can bring the arm back in line with the shoulder, stacking it. Take a moment to pause. And then slowly feel your hands on the earth, press down to lift up. Can you allow these transitions, especially as we slow down, to be just as mindful as you are in the postures? Go ahead and remove the blanket, just set it off to the side. Take the hands back behind you. And we'll windshield wiper our knees side to side. One more on each side. Okay, so we're going to extend our legs open to a V. So you could take one of the pillows you have and you could sit up on the pillow, just the edge of the pillow for a little height to the pelvis. And then we're not going to take our legs as wide as we possibly can. So in order to come forward, we're probably going to need a few props. So we're going to take our bolster. This is my favorite way. We're going to take up blocks. One block is going to come on high. The block on high is furthest away from you. And then one block on medium. So it's nice and stable. And the bolster is ramped up. Okay. You could use an additional pillow or blanket so that when you hinge forward, the head can relax on something. The final piece that I like to use is another blanket. And I take this around my low back and I kind of tuck it into my thighs. This gives me a little more support. And then once you have everything set up, bring your bolster up even higher if you need it. We're just going to drape our bodies down. You can find your forehead or the side of your cheek on the bolster. And I like to take my arms and hug the bolster. Can you check in and notice if anything has too much sensation, like the inner thighs, the backs of the legs, or the low back? If anything is pulling or if anything is uncomfortable, add more props. As the head relaxes, you come back to observing the heart. And you observe the heart with no expectations, without knowing or thinking that you know what you're looking for, what should be there. Just being curious about this space. Being curious about what you might find. With every exhale, allow the body to melt into the props, melt down towards the floor a little bit more. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. We'll start to think about moving. And then start to feel your hands, let the hands touch the earth if they're not already. And then slowly start to walk your way up. And just pause, just start to notice the effect on the body. Okay, so we'll start to take our props and move them off to the side. And we'll take our hand under our knees and we'll bring them, excuse me, back to center. And we'll just crawl up into a ball for a moment. Forehead to knees, belly to thighs. And then inhale, lift your chest up. And exhale, curl back in. Do that one more time. Inhale, lift the chest up. And exhale, curl back in. Inhale, lift up to neutral. And then exhale, release your arms down. So we're going to take our blanket and we'll just have it kind of in the Tadasana of blankets, just often how you find them, folded. And we'll place this at the top of the mat. We're going to take our bolster and we're going to take it to about the middle of the mat. And we're going to take our pelvis and place it on the bolster. Feet are underneath the knees, and then nice and slowly, we're going to lie back. So your head is on the blanket. So neck is not on the blanket, just the back of the skull. Feet underneath the knees. And then just take a moment to kind of readjust the pelvis, make sure you're feeling nice and supported. Make sure that the feet are just have minimum effort here. And then if you're feeling relaxed, comfortable here, I'm going to suggest taking your hands and cupping your hands and just placing them over your eyes. You can even hug the elbows towards one another, almost like you're letting the arms lean. And then keeping the back of the head heavy without moving your chin, perhaps without even moving the physical eyes. Can you drop the inner vision by watching the presence back into the space of the heart? So with the eyes covered, we can really come into our inner experience. See if you can access the inner stillness of the heart. Be patient with yourself. If the mind is taking over, if it feels busy, see if you can focus first on the body. Letting the tension go from the body, allowing the body to relax. Because as the body relaxes, the mind will relax. And as the mind relaxes, the heart will. We'll take one more breath here. Really sink in on your exhale. Come out. Let's remove our hands first. Keep the eyes closed. Just allow that light to come back through the eyelids. And then one knee and then the other. Bring the knees into the chest. Feel that pressure. And then we'll extend one arm up and overhead and we can roll to our side. And then keep going, press yourself up just enough. Move the bolster. And just take the bolster behind you, alongside of you. Blanket's still gonna be there for the head. And we'll take a pillow and we'll place it in between the knees. We're gonna come into a supported twist. You could always grab a blanket as well if you're starting to get cold. That can be nice. So from here, our knees are gonna stack right in line with our hips and our feet are directly down from our knees. And then we're just gonna lower ourselves. And then whichever arm is on the ground, we're gonna stack the arm, heads facing the same direction as the knees, and then reach back behind you and snuggle that bolster into that low back curve. So there's a little space for your arm and your shoulder that won't hit the bolster, but then the back is snuggled up. And then now that you have that, you can bring the top arm up and towards the ceiling and then open up to your twist. Arms can come nice and wide. And then if it feels okay with your neck, you can take your gaze away from your knees or up towards the ceiling. Feel the space across the collarbones. Feel the support all around you. And in this pose, after the work we've done so far, gazing into the heart, I find that in this pose, it's almost natural. There's support all around. And the heart is shining open. It's as if my breath has nowhere else to go but to fill this area of the heart. But the gaze has nowhere else to go but to see the beauty of the heart. It's as if the heart is everywhere. Just as love is everywhere. Rest in that spaciousness, that openness, that beauty of the heart. To bring the life back into your legs, maybe squeezing the blanket, wiggling the toes. And then we're going to squeeze the blanket and bring the knees up. Maybe scoot your hips to the right a bit. And just rest here on your back. Maybe it feels better to draw the knees into the chest. And then we'll move to the other side. So first I find my bolster. And with 2 hands, I pick up my bolster and I place it on the other side of the mat. And then take your props with you as you roll to your left. And then we're coming in from the bottom up this time. So notice, are your hips, your knees in line with your hips, your knees, your feet in line with your knees. Extend that left arm out, make some space for your shoulder. Bolster comes down to the low back, and then the top arm comes up, and it twists open. So if you'd like, your gaze can come up towards the ceiling or to away from the knees. That bolster is supporting the back body. Eyes can close. And then again, relax the physical body, relax the legs, relax the arms. And without moving your chin, without moving your eyes, drop that drishti, that inner gaze, into the space of your heart. Perhaps in this pose, in this position, your focus naturally went there without me having to say it. For a few moments, feel the support all around the body, so that the heart can take up space. Feel the support beneath you, behind you, so that the heart can expand. Rest in that expansive heart. Rest in that sensation of the heart moving beyond the physical body, beyond skin. And then this time, we'll bring the right arm back, stacking everything back towards the knees. Take a breath here, and then we'll press into our palms and really slowly we'll lift up. And we'll move the pillow from the knees, we'll move the bolster, just move everything off to the side. So our final pose that we'll take before Shavasana, and some of us might even stay here for Shavasana, is legs up the wall. So you can do this with your hips on the ground. That's how I'm going to do it. Or you could take a pillow or a bolster and place it underneath your hips if you'd like a little extra support. I'm also going to bring my blanket, and I'm going to lay my blanket on top of my belly. I'm just going to weight myself down. So to get into legs at the wall, I'm just going to take my left hip and place it right next to the wall. Really nice and close, closer than you think. It's touching and it's right kissing up against the wall. And then I'm going to lean to my right forearm as I bring my left leg up and then my right leg up. And then, even though I was super close to the wall, I'm going to scoot my pelvis forward just an inch or two by rooting down from my elbows and bringing my pelvis towards the wall so I feel nice and supported. And then I'm going to take the blanket and I'm going to rest my blanket over my chest and over my belly, just giving myself a little weight here. Hands could rest on your belly, hands could stack on the heart. And then once again, close your eyes. And then this pose is super healthy for our circulatory system. Giving us a little refresh. And see if you can just allow that to happen. I like to think about almost as if my legs are under a waterfall. And the water's just crashing down over my legs. Letting my legs get super heavy. The earth beneath me. Allowing the back to relax. Allowing my body and my mind to just be relaxed. So before we fully let the body and the mind and the heart completely relax, we'll do just a little bit of breath work here. Our legs at the wall position. So go ahead, if your hands aren't already on your belly, place your hands on your belly. And exhale completely. And then take an inhale through your nose, filling your belly up, lifting the belly up into the hands. And then exhale completely out the nose. Inhale through the nose, filling the belly. Exhale out the nose. Inhale through the nose, filling the belly. Exhale out the nose. Let the breath release. And then walk the hands up to the heart. This time, we'll exhale completely. Inhale through your nose all the way up to your heart. And then exhale out your mouth, open mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Release the breath. And then we'll walk our hands up to our throat, just lightly stack one on top of the other, resting on the throat. And then this time we're going to inhale through the mouth. Then exhale out the mouth. Inhale, mouth. Exhale, mouth. One more. Inhale, mouth. Release your hands down by your side. Bend your knees. Letting in your chest. Roll to one side. Press down with the hands. And we'll make our way into a Shavasana, final resting pose. So you can put a bolster, place it underneath your knees, if you like. Relax the legs. Take a blanket and take it over your entire body. And then as you're ready, you can lie back, flat on your back, arms down by your side. And we'll rest in Shavasana, final resting. And our Shavasana is a time to allow the practice to integrate into the body, into the mind, and into the heart. So sometimes when we're practicing at home, this can be the hardest position to stay in. But it is so important for our nervous system to allow the practice to integrate. So allow yourself to be held by the earth here. I'm gonna allow you to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. And even in your Shavasana, we'll just take a moment in gratitude for the yoga, practice of yoga, teachings of yoga, gratitude for this body, this heart, and this mind. Namaste.